That if in your mind or in the custom of the people here, oh, going to Oregon is considered traveling, they mean I can start shortening my prayer. Some of the companions used to go, if they go to their farm, like Abdullah ibn Umar, outside the skirt of Medina, they would shorten their prayer. So there is no agreement about the distance when one of us should start like shortening the prayer. The point is also, what's the definition of a place? Some of us, they have permanent residence at the place, they have permanent temporary residence, and some of us like consider travel. This is one of the definitions. Permanent resident, that you have your family, you have everything here. That means you enjoy, you have your address. That means you have to pay in full in your place. For those with the temporary residence, you have got a contract. You traveling to study. You do this. Here they say for this house gonna be counted. They said counted for some. They said if that would exceed 21 in prayer, that means that place will be considered a place of temporary residence. That means once you get there, you start paying in full. Traveler who will have like less than 21 prayer. For Imam Abu Hanifa, 2 weeks. If you, all of them by the way, all of them agreed that if you are not sure how long you're gonna stay, shorten it. You are going to like a place, but in your mind you are not sure how long you're gonna stay. You have to get to see a doctor, to see something. You have to do a job that for 1 or 2 days, but every day they will tell you, oh, tomorrow, after tomorrow come. As long as you are not sure how long you're gonna stay, then you shorten your break. But for those who are sure to stay, here's the difference. Imam Malik and Shafi, they said, and Imam Muhammad, they said if they know that they are going to stay more than 4 days, which is not counting the day of traveling, the day when you travel and the day when you come back, that means for 4 days, full 4 days, that means you shorten the prayer if you're going to stay less than those. Imam Abu Hanifa said 2 weeks, 15 days. That means if your travel is less than 15 days, you shorten your prayer. More than 15 days, you pray your prayer in full. Some of the companions, like Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu, said no, like 19 days, like what the Prophet ﷺ did in Tabuk. All of them, by the way, they have their proof. So the Prophet ﷺ did not specify for them how many days. And as Ibn Malik stayed in Sham, shortening his prayer for 2 years. Abdullah ibn Amr radiallahu anhu stayed in Azerbaijan, shortening his prayer for 6 months. Sa'd ibn Waqas stayed in Basra, shortening his prayer for 2 months. So do you see here, like, they did not consider the place for them as a permanent place, they would shorten their prayer. So this is how it is, to shorten the 4 rak'ah prayer, not to shorten Fajr prayer to 1 rak'ah, Maghrib to 1.5. No, 4 rak'ah, Dhuhr, Asr, and Isha, to make them 2 rak'ah. And this is rukhsa from Allah Azza wa Jal. This is something, gift from Allah Azza wa Jal for the Muslim. Because at the beginning it was at the time of fear. When there is no more fear, the companion asked the Prophet ﷺ, say this is sadaqah from Allah Azza wa Jal, and accept Allah's sadaqah. You have to accept Allah's sadaqah. So this is regarding when you shorten your prayer, when you start shortening prayer. So this is the question we've been asked all the time. I'm traveling, can I start shortening the prayer at home? Then I continue. Shortening the prayer when you leave the city. That's one. The issue here, all the cities are close to each other. Previously, the companion of the Prophet ﷺ, like what the Prophet ﷺ did from Medina to Dhul Hulayfa, how far was it?
500 miles.
From Medina to Dhul Hulayfa, when the Prophet ﷺ to start miqat. No, not Mecca. Medina to Dhul Hulayfa. I don't think it's more than like 20 miles or something like that. Because the Prophet ﷺ, when he intended to go for Hajj, he started prayer full in Medina. Then when he reached that area, Abar Ali Hulayfa, he shortened the prayer in that place. That means while you are inside your place, you pray in front. Once you leave the skirt of the place where you live, that means all the buildings behind your back, then you start shortening the prayer. Once you get to that place, if you're gonna go by the fatwa that said 4 days, that if you know that you're going to stay more than 4 days, you start praying full once you get there. Don't say, oh, I have 4 days to shorten the prayer, then I will start after 4 days. I will pray. For those who go by Imam Abu Hanifa, don't say I'm going to stay 1 month, but the first 2 weeks I'm gonna shorten my rak'ah, then I can pray for you. So this is once you get to your place and you know, you are sure that you're going to stay more than the period that mentioned by the scholar, you start praying full there. You pray and you combine. That's permissible. By the way, shortening the prayer is sunnah, mu'akkad. Sunnah for all the scholars except Imam Abu Hanifa. Imam Abu Hanifa said it's wajib. So they say it's sunnah, all the agreement of the scholar. That means it's better to be done. And for Imam Hanifa said no, it's like wajib. For him, it's like you have to go for it. But if you enter masjid and you prayed behind an imam, you are traveling and you came dhuhr prayer, and for example the imam in the third rak'ah, and you're gonna catch third and fourth rak'ah, don't say salam alaikum. You're gonna get up and continue your salah. Because this is the sunnah. Ibn Abbas was asked about that, anhu, about completing the prayer behind the imam. He says, this is the sunnah for the traveler. If you pray behind the imam, you enter the masjid, because some people, what they do, they pray the first rak'ah and they will sit down until the imam finishes. This is against the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You pray behind the imam and you pray full if you end up praying behind the imam. So once you pray by yourself, you pray them either you pray them together, Dhuhr and Asr together, and Maghrib and Isha together. Which one is better? If you are on your way, it's better to combine them. But once you get to your place and you still praying, you're still shortening your prayer, it's better to pray every salah at its time. So from here, for example, if you are traveling from here to California, it's gonna take you 1 day on the road, driving. If you do that, if in your way you can combine the prayer, Dhuhr and Asr and Maghrib and Isha. But you're gonna get there and you're gonna stay 3 days. What you should do, it's better to pray every prayer at its time, but if you combine them, that's okay. Because they say in Ahabbul A'mal Allah, Salatu ala waqtiha, the most beloved deed to pray every prayer at its time. I have wife here and I have wife in Gambia. Inshallah, I will get that. Okay? Or no, somewhere else. Because I'm thinking. So, for someone who has two families at different places, this is they say this couple, especially Imam Abu Hanifa, Imam Ahmed, they say you cannot shorten your prayer. Even if he said if he divorced her, then once he gets to that place, even for short period, he has to pray the prayer in full. That's regarding the fatwa if someone has two families. What about, no, I only have my parent there? No, it's only regarding having wife there. But if you have someone other than the wife there, once you travel to that place, you shorten your prayer. I hope everything clear. So that's why, yeah.
So what about if you're traveling, let's say like you leave here, so you get to the airport, SeaTac, and you're waiting for a flight?
This is if we consider SeaTac in the outside of the city, in that case you can shorten your prayer in SeaTac. If you count SeaTac outside of that, because we say the distance that the Prophet ﷺ from Medina to Dhul Hulayfa, I don't think it's more than 20 miles. 15 miles. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's not that big. He prayed in Medina full. Once he got to that place, they start wearing ihram and they shorten the prayer in that place. So this is the distance between the 15 miles. Yeah. Yeah, this is it's okay to enjoy the gift from Allah Azza wa Jal. But you know, like if we tell people that, they will like, okay, I will go like, oh, I have rukhsa, so I will go buy it. But those rukhsas should be based on the word of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, not to rush to it because like, yes.
I work in Belgium. You travel in, and I travel for a month, sometimes 6 weeks. But I'm inside the truck. So am I allowed to just suddenly pray?
Yeah.
I'm never in one place.
Yeah, no. If you are not in one place, continue shortening the prayer because you are not considered like a resident. You are still considered traveler. No matter what. The reason they say the companions shortened their prayer for long period, 6 months, like Abdullah ibn Umar and other Bijal, they said because they were like doing jihad and they were in the place they didn't know how long they're gonna stay. For those who put limit for the time, like most majority of the scholar 4 days and Imam Abu Hanifa 2 weeks, they went by how long the Prophet ﷺ stayed in Mecca. Because in Abu Hanifa, the Prophet ﷺ, when he conquered Mecca, he stayed 15 days, shortening his prayer. And the others say when the Prophet ﷺ went to Hajj, he stayed in Mecca 4 days, shortening the prayer. That means if anything exceeds 4 days, that will count it like to complete your prayer. And for others, anyone who would like to stay more than 15 days to shorten the prayer, to complete the prayer. So this is but there is nothing exactly about that. There is nothing like, okay, you have to be there is no word from the Prophet ﷺ or agreement from his companions or agreement from the scholar about the distance and the duration you're going to spend in any place.
In the prayer of Qasr al Jannah, you can't pray when Dhuhr time comes, you can't pray the Asr al Dhuhr,
So,
regarding
they have three views of that. Either you pray Dhuhr and Asr at the Dhuhr time, or you pray them at the Asr time. Or for Imam Abu Hanifa, he would prefer to pray Dhuhr at its end time and to pray Asr at the beginning of its time. This is how it is for some. They say the first two views are stronger than the view of Abu Hanifa because they say if you pray by the opinion of the school of Abu Hanifa, that means you already prayed every time at its time, every prayer at its time. So either you combine them at the time, like what the Prophet ﷺ did in Arafah, or you pray them at the end, like what they did in Muzdalifah by Maghrib and Isha. Yeah, they prayed the end of the time.
How about with it? It's obligatory to the.
So they say regarding the prayer, the Nafila prayer, the Prophet ﷺ never abandoned two prayers, the Witr and Fajr prayer. Other than that, they say, like some of the companions, they said we didn't observe the Prophet ﷺ observing them, and some of them they said he never he used to observe them, but he was consistent on Fajr Sunnah and Witr Sunnah. It was the Sunnah that the Prophet ﷺ used to be consistent on them while he's traveling. Other than that, it was like on and off. There is nothing strict about that. Okay, this is like, oh, he used to. But all of them agree that the only sunnah, like Ibn al-Qayyim rahimahullah mentioned in his book, that the sunnah to be observed in traveling, the Fajr and Witr prayer. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك اشهد ان لا اله الا انت.
So yesterday. Yeah. So yesterday I stopped it, but it never posted. So I don't want to miss out today too. If you say share then. But it's still live. So I need to stop it now.
Is there a stop button other than this?
Yes. Hold on.
Okay.